Just like pastors will tell people, if you show me your checkbook, I can tell you what you value. And if you show me your budget, I'll tell you what you value. And so if you've got zero budgeted for leadership development, you can say you value it all you want, you don't. And so what we did is we just made a line item in our budget. And, we budgeted in, hey, what's it going to cost us to bring somebody in every month or every other month to just do a deposit into our staff? Somebody like Kerry Newhoff, and this was before Kerry is who he is now. This was 2014, I think, was the first time I brought Kerry in, and he just came in and did staff development with our team. And it was because I asked him, I reached out and said, hey, would you? And he said, okay, yeah. And so I've had Kerry in a few times, but just other high level leaders who I just asked. And that's one of the things is they're not chasing me down to say, hey, can we develop your team? But they're open if I'm willing to reach out to them. So, when we were a church of 500, I was reaching out to churches of 800 or 1,000 and saying, hey, come in and tell us what you're doing so we can rip it off. Like we want to be what you are someday. We want to be like you when we grow up. And so, where we're at now, in a normal weekend, we're around 1,400 on a weekend, and we're growing, and that's great. But again, I'm reaching out to pastors of 2,004 or 10,000 and saying, hey, come in and tell us what you're doing, and we want to grow and be stretched. And so we budgeted it, we made time for it. I knew our staff would be busy, and honestly, every time we do something like that, I'll have a staff member say to me, man, Pastor, when this was on the schedule, I didn't feel like I had enough time, but man, I'm so glad that we did that. It's so helpful. And it's 100% true. So we made the time, we budgeted the money, and we just said, we're going to do it. And even if you're watching this or listening to this and you go, we don't have a budget for it, like we can't budget for it, our margins are too tight, I would say there's probably people in your community that are high level leaders that would come in for free to do development with you. So maybe not even a church leader, but maybe somebody who's a high level leader in their business or in the community. Maybe the head of the Chamber of Commerce is a high level leader, and they can come in and talk about business principles without giving you the nuts and bolts of church. So we just prioritized it, said we're going to do this, we're going to make it happen, and that's what's developed.